are going to be distracted by these needless water testers.
And traffic congestion at Pokwese Junction in Accra to continue for a month as contractors create diversions for completion of the overhead footbridge.
6 o'clock.
Enterprise Federation kicks against proposed tax cut, warning that they could rather head a lot of businesses.
Management interfering in player selections for the senior national to also bring you the lowdown from the...
What can a 7-year-old boy do on the microphone?
Dada, yes. Papa, Nansem Frawa, Washada.
Mensah. In the Adad district. The arrest of the 9, including a female, is coming at a time 1,800. Information available to Joy News indicate the 9 were preparing to enter the national capital of Accra after successfully to Apia, heads the security desk, joins me with details of what we know so far. What more are we gathering on this, Gifty?
So Evans, information they believed at the time that they were part of the fugitives who are being sought after in Nigeria. They were ferried across a river in Adafo, where they intercepted a sprinter bus on which these people were traveling. And the bus number, were told the details of who these people are. It gives their names and what's believed to be their ages as well. So these are the names that we have. Evans, who is 29, Yomi Usma, who is 29, Kelly Okirini, 33, Freedom, you see, we're told that they found some items on them. You know, they had their personal belongings, they had their passports and ID cards, and then these people are part of that 1,800 fugitives who are being sought after in Nigeria. But our investigations here have subsequently from Tema, it has come to Accra. It is not clear yet the specific department here in Accra which is dealing with this case at the moment.
The story became an issue. The Immigration Service themselves had issued a notice to its offices across the country to be spot some of them. In fact, they had asked for the public's help.
Yes.
The challenge then was, this is a huge number, 1,000. As we begin to learn more about this, that these 9 questions were asked of them.
But as you do the investigations and the questioning, it directs you as to what next actions to take. So it's hesitant about giving us the exact details of where they are currently. But we know that they've moved them to Accra and they're investigating. And they're also hesitant to tell us.
For me, it's obvious why the police will be careful before issuing a statement on this. If indeed they are part of the 1,800 plus Nigerians who broke jail, these individuals that we have in our custody are part of the 1,800. Nigerians will have to come back to us and say, yes, they are. Yes. And then that help them find these individuals, including friends, agents across the sub-region, right?
My sources
which
are include
Ghana.
These are being contacted, to continue with this particular investigation. But obviously, this is where the security services, especially the police, and we're yet to get that.
It's been difficult getting that, of course, but our sources give us a strong indication that what we know for certain, that Immigration Service spokesperson Amakwata indicating how they are going about identifying these possible jailbreakers who may attempt to enter Ghana.
Boldly to the main gate to be profiled and to be admitted into Ghana. So now, foreigner, even if you're a Ghanaian, you are not supposed to enter the country. So we have to return you back to where you are coming from. So that is not much of a big problem when we know the borders are closed and we are only escape convicts. But then whoever is coming may be a possible carrier of the COVID virus and into our country. And we don't even know whether these people have been well reformed in their prison so that they become positive visitors to our country, or they are coming the alerts. Yes, otherwise we're on the ground and we are studying and trying to pick up intelligence from the other end.
Make sure that none of these 1,800 plus manage to get into the shores. Kwesi Yening joins us on the telephone line right now. Prof, thank you for your time here on news. The attempt by some of these to, as they run away from justice, attempt to make their way into Ghana. As you're hearing tonight, some 9 Nigerians have been get final confirmation with the statement that we're expecting soon, that indeed these are members of the jailbreakers.
No, if these 9 individuals are members of the jailbreak, First, what along our borders? I mean, this is not the first time people have been arrested, and certainly to look at the bigger picture and not beat our chest too much, in self-praise, security personnel, partnership and cooperation, and the way, how do we do that? Number three, I think it's critical and crucial based on what has happened. Because whenever something of the community here, we are perceived to be hospitable and friendly, we have a very open, accessible society, persecution, to want to come to Ghana. The question is, particularly to understand the need, first, to identify anything that is unusual, but even more importantly, to report it. So let's take for the sake of what funny has happened. What should hunters look out for? What should drivers plying these remote, isolated roads for? Okay, so then we need a collaborative and inclusive public campaign. And together, we will be able to identify things that are unusual, hopefully report them very quickly, and then
and we intercepted or got a copy of this intent, as you suggest there, by the immigration officials to help the public with information, arm us enough so we can have a preferred destination for some of them, as we know, but we haven't seen that. And so again, we hear immigration service say the business, but also our ability to get our borders secure.
Well, I've traveled around the borders from the northern part down to the western side of the borders. They are problems. I mean, coming in on a daily basis, and it's not being that I am asking for. That people should be made to have a certain sense of what it means to help our acts to educate the public on what to do so that together 1,800 people are in jail. Is to continue to pass the message in a language that they are interested in help. Even about 10, 12 years ago, when the demobilization phase of the Niger Delta for training and for resettlement was in Ghana. So there's a long history apart from trade, education, society. So it is natural for these guys who may have actually been here before prior to their arrest to have oversight on the part of immigration and customs, not to have roped ordinary people in and provided they be on the way, trying to use different routes. Certainly, the northern borders are very loose, so lead them and get them to parrot the story of the need for collaborative security that can follow us.
For these 1,800, convicts described who broke jail. Ayitope, thank you for time here on Newsnight. So, is there any news on recapture of?
Well, presently as of this evening, when I spoke to as at close of the gates this evening, they have about 130 inmates arrested by the police, and some were also rearrested by the Air Force. Even though he didn't give me the specific this evening, they have about 130, and they are still very optimistic that many of them will come back. Some are scared that if they come back, they might bring adverts in the media. They've been educating and sensitizing them through the media, telling them to come back because there's amnesty given to some KPs, because the management says they are quite aware that some of them left under duress due to the situation as at that time. Appropriate authorities to ensure that they come back and they report back to the inmates. I also spoke to him about the news that. Hello.
Yes. Go on. I was asking those who have been.
There are no concrete details about how and where they were arrested. So, and when I even was trying to know about the arrest of some of the escapees to the media as soon as they get concrete information about that.
I'm grateful. Ayita Pekutoyi is a journalist with the channel's television in Nigeria. The state in the Ashanti region says some of their members are reeling under economic hardship following the closure of their shops. We have details of 997.
I forgot my boss saying clients come, but I don't get credit on my phone. I beg an age. Your excuse for not making that call is that you don't have credit. Oh, then you are not a Vodafone customer or Vodafone credit transfer. It's like you didn't hear me well. 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. 110 hash or visit the nearest credit transfer vendor to buy credit because 500% bonus. Vodafone. Ready? Let me explain in here. I'm going to pull up a various greater. What are your various jobs? What was super rapid 32.5 hours? Oh no, you're soon 42.5 hours. Or you're best suited for slabs, pavement blocks, necessary blocks in Ankasa, matching pumping, and more. For the biggest construction works like roads, bridges, on your high-rise buildings, contractor and use Gassam Extra 42.5
safety protocols.
Gassam, the nation builder.
After 30 years in business, Regimanuel Gray Limited is happy to share a story of outstanding service to God and mankind by an indigenous Ghanaian state and infrastructure projects helping businesses to flourish while supporting growth of the Ghanaian economy as well as the economies of the other countries in which we operate. At 30, here's our gratitude to our founder, Imandes and suppliers, our corporate friends, the Ghana Real Estate Developers Association, and all who have added to the Regimanuel, one city at a time. Regimanuel Gray Limited, building for a lifetime, lasting through generations.
The Nigerian community in the Ashanti region say some of their members are reeling under economic hardship following the closure of their shops. A government task force 7 months ago closed about 92 shops in the following report.
For 7 months, shops owned by foreigners, mostly Nigerians, businesses. Nana Kwabna Pepra led the team.
Oh, it's a GRPC Act 128. Oh, it's first out that if you are a foreigner and you want to do retail trading, all what you have to do is that 20 people, then you apply a certificate from GIPC. Then on that certificate, they will give you a location where you can apply your trading.
To get the shops reopened have proven futile. Chief Nkem Tony Oniagolu explains members.
You can see things are getting worse. We, the communities here, especially we in Ashanti, that shop. Some people even travel document is there. Their goods, whatever people do, take.
Persons for finality. Chief Oniagolu again.
We'll be glad we are not here to subdue or to kill or to take over the business from our host country. No, we are here. There's a good and government official will be also involved in the meeting. So that we will say, because they can't say Nigerians will not do business here. It's no matter anything.
From Kumasi for Joy News, Nana Ojima report.
Thank you for time here on Newsnight. I know your organization, you've been campaigning to close down some of these shops violating the retail laws, but it's been 7 months. Why are the shops still closed?
So nobody is telling no one not to come and do business here. That's not what the law says. The law says that these are the rules and engagements that we have to follow. They gave you the opportunity to regularize your business, and if you are not having the capacity to do that, then you have to pack and waste our time on them. In fact, we are going on other sectors. We will roll out to Abusoka very soon. We roll out to Kaswa. We are going to relent on anything. We are even going to pursue because of the COVID and all that. That's why we have been silent for this side.
When you say you are going to pursue, are you talking about yourself?
We went through the processes. Government have come to realization that he has to enforce the laws. When the Speaker of Nigeria came that Ghana government should temper justice with mercy, but that's not how laws operate. We have to operate within the laws. And the goods and services being produced in their home countries. And that's what the ECOWAS law says. Outside this, they cannot import from outside. The rules of, or you go to Thailand, Taiwan, and all that, bring in this rubbish, and then flood our markets, and you say that you're doing business. Pursue as soon as practicable. They have just reminded us to just be up and doing. Because we have to go to, as Amanda said, we have to go to Tamale, we have to go.
From the Nigerian Traders Association, are they the only foreigners affected by this in the markets where you operate as well?
Places that we went, it happened to be Nigerians. And so that is not anybody's making. So they went there and they found, they went to clamp down on foreigners nation. We went down on foreigners, and they happen to be the people that.
Dr. Obing, thank you very much for your time. That is the president of GUTA. What do you make of that? 0551111 and the Mampon College of Education have traders and school authorities there counting their losses.
All our documents have been completely burnt.
Details of that and more, plus all your comments.
It is concerns about the proposed tax cut, as it rather argues that this would lead to the collapse of more businesses rather for capital investment going forward. The business news on Newsnight is brought to you by MTN Business. Welcome to the new world of business. Kingdom Books.
Hey, my phone is broken.
We've all been here before. The moment when your heart literally stops beating and you see some reports to find out just how badly your phone is damaged. But now, you no longer have to panic when your phone experiences liquid or accidental damage thanks to MTN Device Insurance.
Just install the MTN Device Insurance app. Feel our experience only on Ghana's fastest network. Visit mtndeviceinsurance.com or download the MTN Device Insurance app on Google Play or App Store and get your phone insured today with Device Insurance.
Son, we are so proud of you for setting up this hospital. I really love those hospital beds and waiting chairs. By the way, did you import them?
No, Dad, I didn't. I actually
how to set up our office.
Guys, that makes 3 of us. I also got our sofa and bedroom sets, plus our dining hall furniture for our new home from Kingdom.
Wow. There you have it. Whenever you're thinking about setting up an office or acquiring furniture for your home, etc., Kingdom Books and Stationery should be your first point of call. With over 40 years experience or our office near the Osu Stadium. We're also in Tema Community 1. Opposite Olam SHS, Kumasi KNUST campus, UCC 62792. Visit our website, www.kingdomgh.com.
We know it's important to create a productive and supportive working environment by investing in your employee to provide medical insurance services to institutional clients, families, and individuals. Apex Student Package and International Medical Solutions are all here to cushion you. Visit
683-914
or Zerotex Health, your preferred health insurer.
Hope you have heard rent to own now in Ghana. The Plan City Extension Project, rent to own land and house own and the UN Habitat are right here in Ghana. So be smart because where you trade and live really matters. Apply now tips also. Special offers last until 31st March 2021. Call us 01 and 055 7054 635. Website newaccra.city. Plan City Extension.
At Allianz Life Ghana, we have a wide risk: your funerals, pensions, children's education, and your future. Call us on 0302 267. We secure your future.
Newsnight. Now, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has reaffirmed government's commitment to make Ghana foreign direct investments But they are engaging workers at the Ministry of Finance and the staff there. But the minister noted that he's also called how they can mobilize the required capital to finance the country's infrastructure needs. The Private Enterprise Federation is kicking to prosecute defaulters, but the association argues that looking at the current challenges facing businesses, the call to rather compound the woes of businesses.
People in jail. And our tax system is nowhere to write home about. So instead of streamlining the system, make it easy for people to comply, businesses with money. The administrative cost to government to administer this tax code, I've written about it. Research is detrimental. That's why these people are not in compliance. Not because they don't want to pay. They cannot be in compliance because they cannot afford it. And the system doesn't let itself easily.
That the establishment of the Tax Appeal Board will not conflict with the proposed tax court. The authority is actually proposing the establishment of a Ghana Revenue Authority, who is actually assuring that there wouldn't be any challenges with these two separate institutions.
Of the Tax Appeals Board, no work is ongoing. Together with the Ministry of Finance has the responsibility as per the Act to bring it into fruition. And I know it will come up soon. But that one will do with the Commissioner General. He can go there and still get a decision. So there's no conflict at all. And we expect that this will also go a long way to ensure that as a country we go into voluntary.
The Employers Association is asking managers of the economies to tread cautiously over new data we saw that demand for labor has actually picked that is far higher than what we recorded in the same period for last year. Now, this has led to some arguing that the Sumpon says the situation is different on the ground.
And these are everyday activities to the extent that a lot of these organizations are yet to recover from what has happened in the past. So 80,000 businesses in the country. So even in the heat of the pandemic, if you go back to February, March, April, May, June, July, on a daily basis.
Alex Frimpong is chief executive of the Ghana Employers Association. Now, ratings agency Moody's is forecasting some exciting time. According to Moody's, it expects revenue to pick up strongly based on some good earnings coming from crude oil. 2022, Moody's also maintained that this could lead to reviewing Ghana's B3 ratings going forward. Ghana Cities MTN continues to make some good run on the Ghana Stock Exchange following its stellar financial performance. This was to close at 4 Ghana Cedis, 92 pesos. And that's all for business on
Newsnight. This one from Nana Kwamwa Boating says, I must commend the Immigration Service for their swift action. Spare our ears, he says. Another one says, why didn't they plead with their country to open their borders in 2009 and refused to open their borders? Eric says, we thank our security services for arresting these Nigerians. Some of them are becoming a problem for us here in Ghana. Divisive agenda of their founder and Madam Rawlings. They will not succeed. The best they can do is to form a new party. If your time is past, just accept it. But Chairman in Tamale says, kudos to the Ghana police for being swift in the arrest of these jailbreakers. Let me equally thank those who is very dangerous, and Ghana should need Ghana government need to put measures in place in order to prevent those who may want offices in the administration block of the Mampon College of Education in the Ashanti region have been destroyed by fire today. The Mampon fire station had to resort to reinforcement from Ijra fire station to douse the flames. School authorities say the situation will affect.
Eyewitnesses started between 7 and 8 a.m. on Monday. Some say the absence of a fire hydrant compounded the fire.
I was called my colleagues. It started around 7:45, 8 a.m. I've gotten here early. We could have stopped the fire from spreading. See. A committee should be set up to investigate what led to the fire.
Suleimanu Ayi, as Divisional Officer Grade 3, and the second in command at the Mampong Fast.
But the ground floor, we were able to salvage it, so nothing happened there. So for now, everything's under control. For now, we are still with the investigation. We are on investigation. So at appropriate.
As Cranton says, the situation will affect the day-to-day running of the school.
The administration block is on fire. I quickly called the fire service. The cause of the fire is currently not known.
Prince Apia reporting.
So this is the Kumasi Central Market, and traders at the leather and footwear section of the market have begun counting their losses after fire ravaged more than 30 shops there last night. The following report:
bags, shoes, slippers, sandals and other footwears. Last night's fire destroyed more than 30 shops that traders trying to salvage some of their properties when the news team visited the fire scene. Anything, she says. With almost 30,000 cedis worth of goods, I've lost everything.
Almost 30,000.
And I've lost everything to this fire. Firefighters say they had a hard time dousing for Henry Jua is the Deputy Ashanti Fire Officer.
Accessibility is always a problem in Central Market. Even as you can see, it's a lot of those things. It's not good at all. As for the cause, we started investigating, so I can't tell you for now. I've been involved.
Now, the National Disaster and Management Organization, NADMO, visited the affected areas this morning to ascertain the truth.
There are over 40 shops that have been affected, and these people are integral part of the revenue source of the government. And no government doing something here before the second phase will reach here. We will consider that one too.
Meanwhile, city authorities.
2 fires in the last 24 hours in Ashanti regional capital there. And my colleague, hello Hans.
It's been fireworks out there in Europe.
Fireworks. Europe is on fire.
Man. I mean, it's always exciting. You know,
very exciting. I mean, very interesting times ahead.
Who appears to be backing the Ghana Football Association President Keto Kreku on the issue of interference of the various national teams interfering with the selection of players.
I don't think it's the management. And of course, I have to defend it. If I defend it, finish, the rest is up to me. I don't think the chart, you can ask me why I called this. I, the coach, have to convince you based on what I want to play. And like you said now, everyone is to choose the right ones. So I don't see anything wrong about that.
Ibrahim Tanko is the head coach of Black Stars, being moved on board and is expected to get 8 more soon. While this has divided the football world, most fans and pundits are criticizing the move. UEFA President Alexander Seferin has been speaking on the issue, and he says players who participate in the breakaway league will be...
World stand united against the disgraceful, self-serving proposal we have seen in the last 24 hours from a select few clubs in Europe that are fueled purely by greed. And we cannot allow, and we will not allow that to change. Never, ever. As previously announced, by playing in the closed league will be banned on playing the World Cup and Euro. So they will not be able to represent their national teams. In this call today, politicians and football's governing bodies to stand tall with us as we do everything in our power.
In world football.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm thinking about a possible ban for players who play in the team, top players in the French national team, top players in the German national team. Can FIFA really afford not to have these players playing
that will reduce
the relevance of the UEFA Champions League? It's really interesting. It's a really interesting moment for world football.
Yeah.
And somebody was asking me,
you take maybe Olympics out.
Think about the traditional
The Ghana Football Association will struggle.
Exactly. So
the Premier League will struggle.
Great Olympics. You've got Tanobo Fakwa. You've got the Code United.
I guess the reason why the world is almost united against is because if this succeeds, other territories will begin to say, okay, wow, they did it.
To be.
Yeah, I heard that today. Yes,
absolutely,
at a point.
There's nothing wrong. And Jose Mourinho has also departed. Or you want to use the word sacked?
Yeah, he's been sacked. Executive Committee of the governing MPP will this week consider a proposal from the party's steering committee recommending punishment for presidential aspirants who are already candidates. Some aspirants are peaking ahead of time through their supporters. General Secretary of the party, John Bodu, tells Joy News such aspirants should be punished.
Fashion out some guidance in order to allow government work to go on. There's no point in it sanctions if one decides to disobey such a measure.
Well, he
are not mindful of these things. What it means is that for the next 3 years, government activities and press forward.
And that is the General Secretary of the NPP there speaking to us about the internal requesting the Accra High Court to grant his client bail. Andre Votia explains the motion for bail is crucial to get her client out of prison while they push for a image on social media. But her lawyer, like many of her colleagues and other well-wishers who think the judgment was too harsh for the first
court, having obtained the judgment of the circuit court at around 8:35 this morning. At 12 o'clock, I filed another at the High Court. The motion for bail pending appeal is the most pressing one. My expectation is that she will be free, and by the time the appeal is heard, she might have finished serving her sentence. So right now, my preoccupation is to get a bail pending appeal.
I had the lawyer for Equiapim Polo speaking to us about the appeal that they filed. The court will be hearing the usual as a Pokwase area at the Pokwase area for the next 4 weeks, and you may be on that route already tonight, heading home or traveling footbridge on that stretch. On Monday morning, a gridlock at the Pokwase Junction left Accra-bound motorists spending hours that stretch, which should normally order online tonight. That you're reading, I want to share with you. The leading stories there that you need to watch out. Of course, you need to page on myjoyonline.com. NDC must focus on healing the horse, not selecting a ride. Also, and finally, fire raises over 30 shops at Kumasi Central Market. You had that here on